Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Drive Sales Show with yours truly and my man Erick Barr, sales manager of Interstate Van Lines. What's going on, my man?
Not too much. Great. Thank you for having me.
Look, it's always a pleasure. I generally start by saying that I go way back with someone, but you and me actually do a
Uh,
bit.
yeah, I don't know how many years it's been, but definitely 6 years, 7 years, maybe. It's been a
I
while.
think I think so. And
Yeah.
I won't forget when I spent the entire day at you guys' office like 4 or 5 years ago when I was there with Connie, you, and
Yep.
a bunch of other people.
Yep.
That was
I
dope.
remember that day going, we're doing what with who? And that was kind of like, oh, okay, let's see what this is all about. And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, let's get on board. This is gonna be a great thing for us.
Yeah, that was ages ago.
Yeah.
By the way, how is Connie? I know he went part time ages ago. So
So he's still here, still part time. We bring him in every now and then when we got a project, kind of like we did with you.
yeah,
When we got a project where we got to keep someone focused, or not someone, more of a group, especially maybe me, keep them focused. Keep the schedule going. We bring Connie in and let him run the show. That way, he can get the updates from everyone, and then get everyone together when we need to, and keep the train moving.
Connie's the man. I love working with you guys and Connie. I love him. Say hi to him. I mean, I hope he sees it. So Connie, hi. If you don't see it, I hope Erick tells you.
Yeah, I'll let him. I'll definitely let him know.
Yeah, and I won't forget. We had a couple of drinks afterwards, obviously the bar, but I won't say that out loud.
I don't remember that.
Wait, they said it out loud. No, I thought about it. My bad. I
Yeah,
don't think it was my bad.
I do not recall. That was too far long ago.
That was a long time ago. Exactly, might have been someone else.
Yeah.
But anyway. So talk to me a bit. What is going on with Interstate? What you guys are doing? How's sales? Do you have any new hires? What's going on? Peak season? Just give me a bit. The nitty and the gritty.
Gotcha. So sales this last 2 years, I mean, we've gone from 3.5, $4 million to we're shooting for about 7 this year. Last year we're about 6.5 million. So in a matter of 2 years, we've almost done 50% more, a little over that. Got a couple new hires. Some guys new to the industry, some guys previous in different parts of the industry. But the big thing is, I mean, especially in the DC area, is the housing market has been very hot. So in years past, it was, you go out, you gave a quote, and maybe 2 weeks to a month, you hear back from them, hey, we're moving this date. Now we go see a client, if you haven't heard from them in about a week, you likely didn't get the sale, because most houses are selling here on, you put the house on the market on Thursday, by Sunday it's gone. So a lot of people moving out of this area. Just COVID has had a big part of it. A lot of people retiring early or being able to work remotely. I mean, I know some of my family members, they were in positions and jobs that would never allow them to work remote. Then COVID hit, and now they can work anywhere. So a lot of the people, 2, 3, 4 years away from retiring, are starting to move to the retirement area, working remote. So it's been going great. I said the other big thing is with there's a lack of inventory here all throughout, the United States right now. One of my mortgage guys, I think he told me there's 41 million Americans looking for homes right now. So that's a lot of people looking for homes, and there's not enough of them. So a lot of people have been coming to storage first, 2, 3 months, 6 months, a year, while they either find that new home or they build their dream home. Which I know the builders, I mean, they're having a tough time also keeping up, with the demand.
And I've seen that the housing market, like just real estate market, is absolutely skyrocketing across the board,
Yep.
and it's very hard. The prices, the last thing I read is, I think it was, I'm not sure where I read it, but I think the prices rose from last year to 30 to 40% on the same property that you're looking to buy. So that's ridiculous.
It,
Um,
it has been.
yeah, I mean, and then dealing with moving. There's a couple of things I want to unpack with what you
Okay.
said. In terms of increasing 50% in revenue, I would love to hear, if you're able to share, obviously, I would love to hear how you guys are managing, what you guys have changed to get that growth over the last 2 years, if it's not a secret, obviously.
No, not a secret. The big thing, I mean, I know storage has had a big part of that. Is again with a lot more people coming to storage. A couple other things. I mean, again, every moving company, they use the current cost of fuel. Well, fuel right now is at an all-time high here. It's been, that drives the prices up. I think what we've done here, as I've led my team,
Mhm.
is, especially with the housing market being so quick and people having to move so fast, is we've tried to prep customers for a full service move, and then if they don't get to it, we're prepared for it. So we'll go in there with a full move, full pack, ready to go to help them out. And if they don't need it, again, we can take them off the schedule, because as anyone in the moving industry knows, you run out of trucks, you run out of people in the summertime. So we've gone into it going, hey guys, we're going to offer you a full service. And then you know what? You don't need you don't need 2 days of packing. You only need 1 day of packing. Well, trust us, we'll find a place to put that crew for an extra day. So it's just prepping the customers. Just because again, people get busy, life gets in the way, and they start doing the packing and realize, hey, moving's tough. They're not 20 anymore. They can't get their friends over. Get a couple pizzas and a case of beer and move anymore. Now it's they got nice stuff. It's not stuff off the corner they got from their parents. It's tens, 20s, hundreds of $1,000s worth of nice family furniture, and now they gotta protect it.
And look, just by figuring that piece out and being able to help customers, that goes a long way. And then just doing it well gives you, like, not necessarily everybody else, but it can give you, everybody has heard here, about 50% increase in revenue. Obviously, there has to be something to do with sales that you've managed and led them, obviously. So talk to me. Is there any tweaks that you've done with your team, the way you led them, outside of everything else that you just mentioned, to get them to close at a higher conversion rate?
Um, just trying to think here. Part of it is where the last couple years where we've done our marketing from. Um, you know, again, we have statistics where if you get a lead from the internet, you're about 25% chance of closing them, versus a friend referral, it's 50 to 60%. But you get a previous customer that we've moved before, or a realtor that we've worked hard to create a relationship. I mean, we're getting 70-90% closing ratios on there, depending on the different agent. And so we've spent a lot of time. I've hired the right people to do the networking here, that they can go out there, create the relationships, and then we baby the relationships, because we know realtors, they got customers that need to move. And our biggest thing with that is, I know there's a lot of people, they watch 60 Minutes or 2020, and they hear all these bad things about moving companies. To us, when I took over 8 years ago, it was, guys, be honest. If we're going to make a mistake, let's tell the customer we made a mistake. Don't hide it. Don't try to solve it behind their back. Let them know, hey, here's where we screwed up. Here's how we're going to fix it. Here's how we're going to make it right. And I think my team does that especially well. And my company, that I work for. I mean, again, we own our mistakes, and we try to rectify them right away. Just because if you don't, then your name goes all over social media that, not only did they, make a mistake, but then how they tried to hide it and cover it up. And then all you're doing is spending time and money trying to solve something where if you've just been honest with a customer, they could be upset, but they understand it happens. We'll take care of it.
I mean, without even telling the customer they did something wrong, can lead to a lot of problems, especially in today's world with social media, like Yelp reviews, whatever Google doesn't matter. You will get screwed 7 days from Sunday if you didn't do it right now. And
oh yeah,
especially companies like you guys who do stuff the right way, it shows. You wouldn't be growing at 50% year over year.
And I'll tell you, one of our biggest customers we've ever had, as well as one of our biggest referral sources. I mean, we started the very first move we did for this real estate agent. It was the smallest move you could do. The customer asked us to move something, I think it was a couple pieces internally. So the job couldn't get any smaller. And don't know what happened that day. We did not live up to our own quality. And we said, you know what? We fixed our mistakes. We owned up to our mistakes. And we told not only the customer what happened, I think we damaged some furniture we shouldn't have, and damaged a wall. But you know what? We told the customer, we told the real estate agent, we had people out there, a day or two later fixing it. And that real estate agent has become one of our biggest supporters because we're all humans. We all make accidents, and we owned up to it, fixed the problem. The customer was extremely happy. And so was the realtor going, you know what? I can trust these people. They're gonna take care of my customers, and they're gonna let me know what happens.
Yeah, I mean, and that's such a huge thing to do in the industry. I mean, like if you don't do that, especially in moving, because generally throughout the past, obviously, moving hasn't been the most transparent industry in the world. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah. And generally now, when every mistake and everything that people do gets pushed out online, I mean, you have to do right by everybody. I mean, you should have been doing right by everybody in the past, but still, it's a big leap in terms of how you train people, how you hire people, how you do all that good stuff. So now, speaking of your hiring people, because I know you mentioned that you hired some new people. How did you go about selecting the people that you hired? What were the two interview questions that you always ask to determine if someone is a fit for you or not?
So there's a couple things I'm not going to tell you as I go through my process.
Why are you being like that? Why don't you share?
Because there's certain questions I ask that I think are very telling of a person. But I will tell you this. To me, a salesperson is a salesperson. And one of the questions I usually end every interview with is I ask them, if you had to describe, if you had to sum yourself up in one word, what motivates you? That's the question I ask everyone, the very last question. So I think you and I would probably have the same answer. And most people get caught off guard because it's like, how do I, what drives me in one word? And to me, the answer, I'll say it, I'm a salesperson. It's money. Again, money. I'm a salesperson. It's not that hard. And usually that's a big telling, if they don't say that, there's could be a lot of different answers. But it's like, what? They're not a salesperson. And some people struggle to get to that one word and they give a roundabout answer, I had one guy, he said, my goal is to provide for my family so they never need anything. Okay, well, that's a long way of saying money, but it was what I was looking for. As far as, again, salespeople, they're driven. I want someone who, I don't have to tell them, hey, you got to work 8 to 5. I want someone that's going to go out there and say, hey, you know what? I just worked 6 days, this week. I'm going to take off Monday, boss, but I'll be back at it. And, I'll work all next weekend too. Again, I don't need to chaperone them because they're driven by themselves.
Dude, that's such a powerful thing that you just said. Because when I led the teams, I have never told anybody you have to work more hours than your shift. Like your shift is 8 hours with lunch and break and all that good
Right.
stuff. I never told anybody you have to work overtime. But people that we hired and people that I hired for the sales role, they all, I mean, not just for the sales role, but other departments obviously related, like operational pieces. Um, they all decided that they did want to stay and finish what they had to do to make sure that the money's in the bank one way or the other,
Right.
whether it be for making sure the job is going well through actually closing jobs outside of it. For example, sometimes you have 8 hours a day of video surveys or surveys in
Mm-hmm.
homes or whatever, and then who's going to follow up with leads from yesterday?
Yep.
You got to pick up the phone, stay longer. Summer is long days. Even winter can be long days, depending on what happens. But so I completely relate to that. And if you see people on the team that are just not, I'm not gonna say put in the hours because that's not needed. You can finish everything. Like if you have a person who kills off all the deals and closes them
Right.
in a high rate of 4 hours, teach me.
Yeah.
Teach me. Teach me
Yeah.
because just teach me. I would love to be you. And I have no issues with it. It really depends on how people organize their life and their job and their workday and all that good stuff. Like I think anyway, so I'll ask you this question. I was getting into it. How do you structure your own day as a sales manager or a week? What are the things that you do on a weekly basis with your team to make sure that you're on top of everything?
Good question. So it kind of goes into the last question as well too. So my team knows they can almost always get a hold of me. The company we try to work within certain hours. 7 to 7. If it's not answered by 7, it can probably wait till tomorrow. Um, True for most jobs, not for salespeople because people want answers. They're trying to get their quotes, they're trying to make decisions. They want to do it now. They don't want to wait a day. So, especially in the summertime, I know my team. I mean, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. I say I don't have a life in the summer, but I'm here to help and support my team. They call me. We run over scenarios. We try to figure out, hey, is there another way we can get this move? What do we need to do? How do we help them out? Um, and I just so I'm available to them. And they know I do sales as well as I manage as well. So they know sometimes during the day it's tough to reach me. But what I do with my team is every Wednesday is when we have our sales meeting. Because Mondays are always terrible. Fridays are always terrible. So it's like, okay, well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, well, let's just do it during the middle of the week. So Wednesday, we meet first thing in the morning. And then what I do is I meet with each one of them individually. Usually it's only 5, 10, 15 minutes, if that. Hey, guys, what do you need help with? Do I need to make a call? Do I need to help you try to close something? Do we need to look at this? That way we're doing it once a week. And, hopefully, my guys are going, you know what, Eric? I'm killing it. I don't need your help. If I need your help, I'll call you. And but I'm having that daily interaction. The other thing I can say I do is, again, sales is a numbers game. So, you can watch the sales come in, you can see who's killing it and who's not. And, hey, this person, well, they did really well last month, but they're not doing so well. Maybe they need a little bit more check-in, a little more TLC this month. And so one of my experienced guys, just because I had a client walk into the office the other day and I was talking to him for about half an hour, I'm going out with one of my experienced guys here tomorrow. Does he need me to be out there? No. Do I need to hold his hand? No. But again, he's, just get that little bit of extra, love both to my guy and the customer going, hey, you got the sales manager out here as well as someone who's been doing this 30 years. We're going to take care of you.
And look, everything that you said, again, I think that it shows with the results that you're doing the right things with your team and building the right team, because you won't be seeing that growth just when they do the same old, same old. And it's also building trust within the team that they know they can call you. They know, as you said, you're available when you need, when you need to jump in, you jump in. You don't shy away from work. Because I've seen some managers where they would tell people, go kill it, wreck it, do whatever, but they are not the ones that actually jump in to help the team. Um, and that's a big difference. That's a big difference. It makes a world actually of difference how the team perceives you and how they perceive everything that's going on around them. So well done. I mean, kudos to you and the team. So yeah,
Well,
that's
thank you. Well, again, and I think part of it is a team. We talk about leadership a lot at the company, and different things that leaders need to be doing. And I wish I had some of the graphs or pictures, that show, what's the leader? What's the difference between a leader and a dictator? Well, the leader's out there pulling the rope. They're the first one in the ahead of everyone. The dictator's getting pulled by your whole team going, hey, do this, do this, do this. And I think I've proved to my team that, hey guys, I'm not afraid to go out and do it. What I say is what I do. Some days that gets me in trouble because I'm very honest with what I say. But they know it. They know they can count on me. And, if I've taught them to do something certain way and, it didn't work, they know I have their back. And I protect my team.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Right.
That the people know you're there for them. That's all that matters. And they will go above and beyond for you specifically and the company when they know you have their backs. Go even going through tough periods, ups and downs, which we all had, and we still do. It's ridiculous. Sometimes you're on top, the next month you're not. I mean, that's just like a sale.
That's the sales cycle for you. So
it can be very tiresome. Let's put it that way. Let's not use anything else, but it can be tiresome.
No, that's a good word, tiresome, and and frustrated too, because you didn't change anything you did between last month and this month, and last month I was eating steak and filet mignon. Now I'm eating bologna and cheese this month, and it's like, man, I didn't change a single thing, and
the results are vastly different. The results are vastly different, and I get it. Like, I've been in that boat. One thing I'll say this: when I used to sell B2B, right? I specifically remember one month. I think it was in April, like 7 years ago. I specifically remember the month. I thought I was way better than I was, and I thought, look, I just show up, I'll half-ass it, I'll be cool. I'll close the deals, I'll be fine. It's completely okay. Like, I'm too good for everything else. Like, I got that cocky point 6-7 years ago, 6-7 things ago. So, and I lost 5 deals. 5 deals.
Yeah.
And that was the lowest month in terms of my closing in the B2B segment that I've had. Because I was at that point I was above target at every single month. I never missed a target. I didn't miss a target that month as well, but I got to target on the last day of the month.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the problems. Like, I mean, again, with all, not just moving, but with sales, is all of a sudden, you think you're really good at what you do, and then you realize, well, I lost 1 deal. I lost 2 deals, and then it's like, I need to right the ship. And unfortunately, you don't right the ship overnight. It's going to take you a couple days, couple weeks, a month, and then you're going, oh no, what let's let's not do that again. But I think I think most people learn from their lessons, because I can honestly say I've done that too, thinking, man, I'm pretty good at this. I mean, I've been doing this for how many years, and all of a sudden it's like, nope, just because you think you're good at it, just there's always someone better.
And that's exactly what happened to me. And I just thought I was way too good, and I thought like I didn't have to put in the work. And
Right.
that was a very humbling experience. Very humbling experience, to be fair.
Yeah.
I never got myself in that position again.
Right.
Never, and we'll never do that from that point on. So it's very important. It's just very important that the mindset for sales reps, regardless of the industry, is top notch. The mindset determines how you deal with ups and downs. And so, yeah, I want to share that piece.
Yeah. Well, and I'd say it's funny just because I was having this conversation with my boss just about, I'm going to use the word mental status, if that's a appropriate word, just their, about mindset. And it's like, do they have the right mindset going into this? And it's strange, especially with sales, that, a little change in your mindset can affect, how you go into an appointment. Do you have the confidence, or, do you feel good about it? Do you think you sold the job, when you left it? If you go in there with just a little bit tweaked than what you're used to, it's going, man, most days I leave an appointment going, I feel good about that one. Maybe they don't like my price, but I think if it comes down to it, I think they're going to buy from me. But some days you're just like, I got no feeling. I just, what happened?
It's all about. I had a couple of people on my team that like I haven't done anything, and then you can see in the attitude that the mindset of those people is like, oh my god, and it turns out, oh, these leads are crap now. Well, this is crap now.
Right.
I can't close anything. Like it's always the leads. It's always something else where it's really hard to say, look, it's me. I messed this up. Or I haven't done this well. One of the things, it's the smallest tweaks. It's the intangibles that you can't measure on a chart that good sales managers will figure out when a person stumbles, for them to jump in and pick them up.
So again, I think my team's very close. So again, I think most of them, they're honest. Maybe there's things they wouldn't tell. Most employees wouldn't tell a boss, but it's like, hey, guys, I don't want to say, we're a team, we're a family, we're close niche. If you need to tell me something, I say, tell me off record. Let's have a conversation. But going back to the mindset, we had what month are we in? I can't even. It's summertime. That's all I know. Last month we had a great month, like our highest March we've ever had. And my team's been working remote pretty much since the start of COVID. We've had a couple, they come in as they please, but all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, guys, we're having April, that first meeting, we're having a meeting in the office, and they all came in and they said, what are we doing here? And everyone, it's like they all thought they were being called to the principal's office. And I'm like, this is the complete opposite, guys. I got coffee and donuts and bagels for them. I'm like, and they're like, well, what are we doing? And I'm like, we're just having breakfast. That's all we're doing. This is not, there is no agenda today. It's, hey, what worked? Let's talk about amongst our group, what worked for you that maybe someone else could pick up a little something else. So next month we can do this again. And it was kind of like, oh, that's all we're doing. I'm like, yeah, guys, thank you for, doing what you're doing. Again, I gave everyone a little gas card because again, gas is going up. My guys are driving everywhere. Yeah, they make a good living, but again, it's not even about the value of the gift. It was the fact that they recognize that I appreciate what they do. I think, Again, it was 10 of us. It cost me for some coffee and bagels and a little gas card for everyone. Didn't cost me hardly anything at all, but everyone appreciated it. And next thing you know, we started the next month out with a bang. And this month, again, it's a highest goal I've ever had as a group. It's going to come down to the wire here, but I mean, it's,
obviously,
but
it's always,
yeah,
it's going to be very, very, like April, summertime. It can be always the last couple of days. And you know what's the trick of, like, I'm throwing advice like I'm a sage here, but I'm not. But what the biggest trick is, when you're so close to goal, and when it's like it's down to the wire, people will smell if you have commission breath or what people call sales breath, that you're reeking of, that you need to close the sale, that you're focused and you're needy. And if people see that you're needy and pushy, they will walk away.
Right.
They will walk away. The trick is to stay calm and collected and act like it doesn't matter to you necessarily. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's not a huge deal. You've done everything and you're ready to walk away if it's not the right fit.
Right.
And people will smell that, and they would rather go with you than someone else who reeks that they need to close something on the 31st, like I did in April, because I didn't know what I was doing. And I got
exactly. But the one thing I love about my team is, they don't tell me and they don't bring me into it too much, but I hear my little whispers. They're all very competitive, and it's who's the top dog this month. And so I got 3 of them. I mean, they're all doing well, and they all don't know. Sometimes I said they learned from me, unfortunately. Sometimes you wait till that last day and then you drop that big one on the table so that you can be the top dog. And I was like, I hate that they do it now because I'm the manager, but my manager always knew that last day of the month I had that big deal just waiting to drop. So cause that way I could be the number 1 next month, and you got 30 more days of bragging rights.
Oh, the bragging rights are all.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've done, like in one of the offices, like the first thing is, as soon as a leaderboard pops up and you're in the office and you see salespeople walking in, they will instantly take a look at it and you're like, holy crap, this is not great. And then it goes in a different mode. And I think sharing daily numbers is important to the team, to tell them where they sit and how it looks. I think that's important.
So
they go.
Yeah, we got a board that sits behind my desk.
Obviously.
It's a TV that. So all I did is I got it hooked up my computer. I just leave the daily goal or the monthly goals as well as where everyone sits. So they can walk in. They don't have to do any research. They just look at the board and go, okay, I'm only I'm this far behind them, or man, I got a commanding lead on these guys, and it drives them a little bit, which is great. And because I don't have to do anything, I let the numbers speak for themselves. Or, again, if you're at the bottom of the barrel, hopefully you're not, but again, you go, man, everyone's kicking my butt, man. What do I need to turn it around, and, I need to do something, or, go to my boss, come to me going, hey, can you help me out this month? What am I doing wrong? Can you come with an appointment with me? Tell me, what's going on that I'm all of a sudden, I'm at the bottom rather than the top.
And the thing is, it all comes down, I'm going to trace it all the way back to the start of this conversation. It goes down back to hiring of quality people and the hiring process. It goes down, that's it. Obviously, you can coach people, you can bring people in, that's obvious. But it all comes down how well you hire.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah. And I've, like I said to everyone, you learn from your mistakes. And as a manager, I've made mistakes on some of the people I've hired and going, well, that's, and a couple of the people I follow on social media. You know, there's some influential people out there. I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. Just people that have done well in business, and it's like, you know, he said, no matter what it costs you, when you realize you make a mistake, cut your loss, because you know you ain't fixing that mistake when you realize you made one. So you know, you might have to, you know, you got someone on a training salary, and you know what, you're going to owe them, but guess what? They're just going to suck you dry, and they're going to cost you more money than, you know, what you'd have to pay them to, you know, walk away at that moment. But so when you realize you make a mistake, cut your loss.
Look, before we wrap this up, I have a question that comes down to the, you know, cutting your losses, right?
Okay.
So I know it's a tough subject, and no one wants to do that. And I've sadly done it a fair few times myself, where I was at the end of the day laid to blame because I was the one that brought that person in. I was the one that should have been leading that person, and I was the one that should have done better to make sure that person is successful. At the end of the day, how do you go about? What's the thought process? I'm not gonna go into the last bit, but what's the thought process, and what are the triggers that you are looking for to show you that you made a mistake and that you need to rectify it?
Gotcha. I think one of the things that I've noticed, and again, I guess I'll tell you this one part of my interview process as well. Again, salespeople want to be autonomous. They want to come and go as they please and do what they, you know, they want to have freedom. And I get it. I've been there. I've done it. But with that freedom comes a lot of responsibility that, okay, hey, you got the freedom, but hey, when I call, I need you to answer. And I tell everyone, when you become my problem, I become your problem. And that's when, you know, I don't want to say it's the micromanaging. It's going, okay, where are you going after this? What are you doing next? And when you have to start micromanaging, especially a salesperson, you know, that's kind of strike one going, I don't know about this. This is, you know, you're not getting that good feeling. And then usually that's strike two. And I say, you know, I'm usually not a baseball guy. You get 3 strikes. Usually it's strike 2, but it's, you know, if I can't reach you for a full day and I can see your calendar and I know what you have, and again, I'll call you, I'll text you, I'll email you, I'll try to communicate with smoke signals if I need to get a hold of you. But when you're not responding to me in any sort of way, you know, you're off probably doing something you shouldn't be doing. And that's when I'm going, you're breaking my trust. I give everyone my trust until you break it. And that's usually the biggest thing is when you lose that trust, it's hard to ever get back. And you know, right then and there, it's like, hey, you know, I can't trust them to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you know, especially the history my company has around here. I'll tell you one of the quick stories. When I was 21 years old, I started as a mover in the same company, and I was 2.5 hours away from the headquarters. And I was out in the hills of Virginia, almost in West Virginia. And we were stopping. We were getting some Gatorade, some water. It was this hot summer day. And this person just comes up to us and goes, oh, hey, you guys work for the Morsettes. We're 2.5 hours away. And they know exactly who my owners are. And they start going, hey, do me a favor. When you guys go back, will you say hi to them for me? And you never know who you see. You never know who knows who. And that leads into the trust thing. And all of a sudden, you know, we'll find out when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it's hard to get that trust back.
I agree. It's a long way back then. And then you have to dig yourself out of a hole that you've dug already. It's a tall ask. It's a tall ask. Look, I don't want to keep you further, my man, from sales. I know you're looking to get a target hit. So I want to thank you for joining. It was awesome. I love talking about sales and management sales teams. It's awesome. So I appreciate all the insight. hopefully off the record you can give me some scoop into your hiring process a little bit more, so I might utilize it. So
Well, I'm hoping your videos go nationwide here, and all of a sudden, my competitors are going, man, what's he doing over there? That's why I can't tell you everything, but
he's gonna be off the record, off video. Don't worry, he'll be off. If you decide to share with me, it won't be publicized anywhere. I'll just keep it as a secret in my safe. It's fine.
Well, I'll make you a deal. I'll say, that beer that we didn't have the last time, if you come have another one with me, I can tell you all my secrets. But that's gonna make you come back over here.
That will make me come back over there. I'm gonna book my flight real quick because
we'll get Connie out there too, and it'll be like a reunion.
Yeah, he's a wine guy. We'll find something for him.
We'll find something for him.
Hey, Erick, it's always a pleasure to see you and chat with you, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for stopping by.
No problem.
Looking forward to chatting soon.
Yes, sir. Best of luck to you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.